Welcome again to Joe's Son of Boxing. So Lawrence Okolie wins a wide unanimous decision over New Zealand's David Light. I say it was wide. One of the judges had it 116, 112 roughly. 111, 116, 111, something like that. I don't know. I thought that was way too close because there's no doubt that Okolie won, for me, almost all the rounds. He did have a point off in the 11th for pushing down on the opponent, but I was struggling to give Light a round, really, to be honest with you. This was dull stuff. This was very dull. Okolie, when the fight started, immediately, the sheer size of the man, who's a huge cruiserweight, he dwarfed Light, and you thought this is going to be 3 rounds or less. Not a bit of it, because Light, the one thing he did show was a really strong chin. I mean, he came in undefeated, 20 wins, no defeats, no draws, 12 wins by knockout. He'd beaten Brandon Glanton, a previously undefeated fighter, in his previous fight. That was in December of 2022, and that earned him the title shot. And he was a rank underdog, 31 years old, Light, 6'1", 6'2", something like that. Okolie much bigger, 6'5", roughly. And so much bigger. I mean, broader shouldered, longer arms. Like, it's just, you thought this guy's going to just smash right through this David Light guy, but not a bit of it. Light was, he was desperately trying to. First of all, he was in the early round, he was very cautious, understandably so. But it wasn't like he was really backing off. He was trying to take the middle of the ring. And Okolie, the much bigger, more powerful man, the one with the heavier hands, one assumes, he didn't really make any great effort early on to hurt Light. And I thought, if you've got a smaller guy in front of you, the last thing you want to do is fight down to his level. You want to really take control of the fight and say, you've got 36 minutes of this rough and tumble to come. He didn't really do it. He was jabbing. Very often he poured with the jab, Okolie. He's got a new trainer, Sugar Hill, and there's been the whole business of him moving from Matchroom to Sky. So maybe he had other things on his mind, but it wasn't an impressive performance. And afterwards he said, look, I'll give myself, 5 or 6 out of 10 for this fight. But yeah, 5's about right, because Okolie throughout his career was flattered to deceive. There's been some very impressive performances and some extremely dull ones. And I'm sad to say this one fits in more with that one, with the latter. It was not an exciting fight. It was the old cliche about one guy, who wouldn't and the other guy who couldn't. And Light, as the fight went on, Light was getting braver, and he couldn't get near Okolie because of the sheer dimensions, and he didn't have the skill to. But he did show a bit more willing. So rounds 4 or 5, he started to pick up the pace slightly. In the 10th round, for the first time, Light was hurt by a right cross. And Okolie went for the jugular and managed to sort of ping him off the ropes a few times, I think it was. But Light's chin was very impressive, and his legs sort of were a little shaky. Didn't take him long to recover. In the 11th round, that's when Okolie had his point taken off. No sooner had the point come off, and then Okolie cracked him again with the right cross. And again, Light was wobbled and shaken, but he didn't stop trying. He just couldn't get near the guy. He's trying to win. I don't think it was a case of Light really hanging on and trying to go the distance. I just don't think he could. I don't think he had the skills. I don't think he had the physical prowess. I don't think he had his tactics were okay as far as survival was concerned, but he couldn't counter punch. He couldn't get close enough. He'd have to sort of rush in and try and sort of bum rush Okolie and land a cluster of punches. Maybe if he threw 5, 2 would land, but he didn't even do that very often. And Okolie controlled the whole thing. In the clinches, he was physically bigger, pushing down on Light. That's why he had a point taken off. It wasn't entertaining stuff, and it wasn't particularly impressive by Okolie, but he got the win, and you know what they say, win now, look impressive later. So Okolie moves to 19 wins, 14 knockouts, no defeats, no draws. And this, I think, was, the 3rd defense of his title, of his WBO Cruiserweight title. But this wasn't a particularly entertaining card from Boxer on Sky Sports. It wasn't that great. I quite enjoyed the Levi Giles, Michael Gomez Jr. fight, but that was about it. Fraser Clark had that lousy contest with Bogdan Dinu. And the rest, there was nothing much to write home about. But you got to take the bad with the good, I suppose. So what do you think of Lawrence Okolie? Yeah, but I'll bet Eddie Hearn's watching this and thinking, thank God I got rid of him. Why did I struggle to keep hold of him? Why did I let him go? Probably because Hearn has spent a small fortune beefing up Okolie and getting him that title, and he felt a bit betrayed. But yeah. Okolie, 30 years old now, the sauce. Time to get saucy, Lawrence. For real. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit that like button. Go on, you know it makes sense. You know you want to. Cheers for your time. Speak again soon. Bye for now.